Run the intro.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to the Independent Podcast, podcast for independent artists by independent artists. That's Nic D, that's Cakes, I'm Alex, and today we have a very special guest. He has amassed hundreds of thousands of monthly listeners, hundreds of thousands of followers, millions of likes, and personally, I think it's only the beginning. Woo! His content online showcases his incredible vocal range and talent, as well as his knowledge in what makes people stop and watch your videos, listen to your music, and become a genuine fan. So listen up, Indies. Today we're talking to a pro, Mr. Michael Minelli.
Please hold your applause. Everybody, hold your applause. Nick, give me a little bit more applause. That was like, there we go. Okay, thank you.
We got him.
What's going on, fellas?
Well, you know,
Sweet.
just around. Just trying to figure out what to do for the last hour and a half. But other than that,
yeah, gotcha. All right, yeah. See, the thing about time is I forget that East Coast isn't the world.
No, yeah.
You know,
that's a good
so
point.
you look at the time and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, 1 o'clock, and then I'm riding on a boat and I get a phone call and I'm like, it's not 1 o'clock everywhere.
I feel like that's kind of a thing that should be like universally stapled. Like, let's just agree on one time. Like, why is it?
So.
Like, why is it a big deal if it's nighttime at 4 p.m. for you? Like, you'll get used to it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who cares?
Yeah,
who cares if you're waking up at 2
sure.
a.m. and working from 4 to, you know what I mean? Like, sunlight should not define time.
Right. They're on that vibe in Alaska most of the
That's
time.
what I'm saying. Yeah, some places they never get sun.
Facts.
So it's like, bro, talk about motivation.
Is that what you define that as?
I'm saying, like, imagine how much motivation you have to have to get up in darkness and work in darkness. Like, imagine if it was just straight darkness all the time.
That's just, I think, probably the majority of where depression comes from.
By the way,
For
side
sure.
note, just want to bring it up before I
For
forget.
sure. You got to pull from a dark place to be motivated.
Cakes has a side note.
Hurricanes have never crossed the equator.
Can we confirm? This is the wrong podcast for this kind of talk.
That was crazy. I feel like we're about to shoot like 4 different podcast episodes in this one. Like, it could get really crazy with my ADHD.
Stay here for a second. I gotta pee. Y'all start.
Good timing.
Let's jump into it, baby.
Yeah, this is the podcast I want. Nick, stay in the bathroom.
Hey, frick you guys. I'm going home.
What's up, Mike? You look great.
What's going on, big dog?
Am I that much shorter than
I got some
Nick?
questions, yeah.
Yeah, right now
I'm not even in the thing.
All right,
It's crazy.
we got a question.
It's
Should we
crazy.
get into it? All right, so
We have a
little
question?
softball question, get the ball rolling. For anyone who doesn't know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about your music and a little bit about your style of content?
I would say my style of music has a lot of hints of, classic R&B and pop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely, motivated and influenced by like Motown and, late 90s, early 2000s type of music. Just feel good music. I like to sing about love and a man not being afraid to love, and praise a woman. And I would say, as far as like my content goes, I just like having a good time. I'm a clown in real life. And I think that's why we all hit it off. I think life's too short to try and be super like, ooh, look at, whoa.
Cool, man.
Holy moly, fun. Dude. That was cool.
Great. Amazing. There was definitely no better way to do it.
The craziest
Did you just try to
thing I've seen today. But
sneak out of the way of the shot?
That was so wild. But my content, it's just fun. Just trying to have fun and put a smile on people's faces and also see, how interesting things can get. I think a lot of times, life can actually be boring for people. Mm-hmm. And to go out in public and sing in random places and kind of get in like a reaction of like, wait, is this really happening to me? Especially where I'm from, like Connecticut. There's not many artists out there doing like public performances, whereas in like LA or New York or the major markets, like there's so many bloggers and content creators and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm sure it's the same thing with Nick, like obviously where, he's going down the street in these little towns and shooting content and they're like, wait, what the heck's going on over here? You know, so that's what I would say my content is. It's just like having a good time, but also reminding you that I do this.
You remind me of like
I mean?
if the sun made music.
Wow.
I like that.
I like that.
That's fitting.
Here, turn around one time.
Me?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, I see it. No, I get it. I
See
see
what I'm saying?
you're
You
talking
the inspiration?
about. Yeah.
There's the sun, okay? And I'm having a good curl day, I will admit. Like, I definitely, when I did my hair this morning, I was like, wow.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
We can either go Alex with another one, or Mike, if you want to talk about anything in specific, bring it up.
I mean, for me, I think one of the interesting things about me and my situation is the access I have to the different artists in my, within my reach, right? Like, obviously, me and you connected a while ago and, watching your whole growth and then seeing you, go from at a level of my nature to now where you are running with the big dogs. And then, even you got the man in the building with you, Nate, right? Like, and we remember, I know he contributes the fact that when we came on that trip, it was a real like eye-opening experience for both of us, and being able to see like how you move, how you operate, your thought process, and why you do things. And, seeing that bank account definitely helped a little bit, you know what I mean? But, because I think, and you touched upon this on a previous episode, right? You're like, I don't think the artsy artists, this, you know what I mean, is really, especially independently, it's really hard to make it. And I agree so much. I feel like today's market and today's consumer wants to be entertained, and it's almost not cool to be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, dude, we're all human. We all do the same things. Like, so we get it. We get it. You're an artist. You're great, and ooh, great imagery and great this. But it's like, bro, at the end of the day, do you make good music or do you not make good music? Can I relate to your music or do I not relate to your music? Because I don't have a lot of time. And if the second you lose someone, that's it.
Yeah.
And, I think it's just really interesting.
A lot of options out there for people. So if you kind of pick them off, or if you kind of whatever, there's so many more people they can choose to listen to, right? It's an endless, and you only have so much time. So for people to like pick to listen to you over someone else, I think they have to connect to you as a person.
And that's why I think that, Nick has done so well, because it's not cool to be cool.
It's not cool to be cool. I don't make the rules. I just come up with them.
What song is that?
A demo.
I don't make the rules. I just come up with
I
them.
totally agree. You made, for a lack of better term, like you made the normal man work, right? Like you yourself, like you went out there and there was no bells and whistles. You put your laptop down in the middle of the street, or you skateboarded down a hill, and you sang your songs. And now it's just crazy to see every single artist do it, right? Like on a minor and major scale. And you see, like, obviously, like you single-handedly like helped Connor get to where he's at now. And now he found his like niche with the skits and stuff like that, And so it's like you really give people the formula, and then it figures out what works for him. So like with me, it was the same thing where it's like, okay, I'm shooting in the middle of the street. Okay, I'm doing this, and they're doing well. But the second I went in public, and I said, "You guys watch? Like, is a meteor coming?"
No, I was looking up at the TV that they're looking at.
Okay,
We
yeah,
got you
because
on
I
the
was
big
like,
screen,
holy
baby.
shit! I was like, yo, everybody looked up. I'm like, let me make sure,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's you find where it works, and like I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but someone I think me and you spoke about is Cayenne. If you ever wanna fall in love,
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
you know what I mean? So like, and he took it to the extreme where it's like he went in public, he sang his song, it crushed
With the choir.
and then he's like, yeah, let me bring a choir out, let me
Yeah.
take it to the next level.
Yeah.
And like you go and look, it's like, bro, he did in the same day, he did an elevator one or escalator, and he did a subway, and one did like 60 million and one did like 80 million. Like it's so crazy to me. So yeah, it's just about finding like what works for you. And for me, bro, I got, no shame in my game. I'll go anywhere and sing. I don't get embarrassed or anything like that. If I mess up on a note, cool. It is what it is. Cause I always say like, I'm not doing it for the people that are actually in the grocery store or I'm doing it for the internet. Cause I want those reactions from the people. So yeah, I think, I just took those lessons from you and kind of really, cause I was one of those, I'm so artsy. I'm so good at making music. I want to be, all these top artists that are so secretive and all they do is put out music. And it's just like, okay, cool. You can do that if you want, but like, just know that's an outdated method now. Unless you're a top artist, unless you're a Bruno Mars and you can go, or Frank Ocean, and you can go lock in for a couple years because you got all the money in the world and you know that people are going to be waiting for you to drop. We have to be consistent. We have to be, making music. And also, I know I'm like off on a tangent right now, but it's just things that me and you have spoken on off camera that I think are important, right? Where it's like, I remember I dropped a record and it was like a darker record. And you hit me and you were like, yo, dope record. I just don't connect with that darkness. Like, I don't think it's going to like translate well. And it didn't, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it sucks because, we all go through highs and lows and that was just in a time period where like, I was in my feels and I needed to express that. But then I realized in the moment where it's like, that's not going to do well. Like people aren't going to be able to gravitate towards it because it was almost like an aggressive dark record. So it's really about understanding your audience. And I think you do a great job of that by like, giving lighthearted songs that you can also emotionally connect to and you want to listen to, not like, if I listen to that song right now, I'm gonna be sad as shit. Like what makes me want to go and do that? Right. So
I feel that.
I want to go back 1 second to where you're talking about like you found your pocket in going out in public and doing videos and stuff, and how you're so comfortable doing it now because like you're doing it into the perspective of for the audience, not for the people in the store. How many times do you think that you had to do it until you were like truly comfortable doing that?
Man, I would say I did a video a couple years back with like Daily Dropout and like Big Dawes, and it was the most like terrifying thing in the moment, right? Because I had never done it before, and they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna go out at ASU and you're gonna sing these songs, and we're gonna film the reactions." And I'm like, well, number one, I've never done it, so I don't even know what that feels like. And then number two, you're just approaching strangers. You're approaching females on a college campus who are trying to so you're going to get shut down. You're going to get weird, crazy reactions, but that's what they want. And I found the crazier the reaction, the better the video did, right? So like, I attribute that day to breaking, like there's levels in a video game. Like that was the day my like icebreaker broke to where I was like, I'll go anywhere and do anything now because I did that. And that to me is like going up to a female and being like, hey, can I just take 5 seconds of your time and sing a song, and then be like, no, I got to get to class, and just boot, school, and boogie on past me. Like I was like, oh. And then one girl like I started singing to, and she was terrified, bro. She like ran from me, and I was like, oh my God, like I didn't know this was such a scary thing, But I mean, I guess you got like a man walking up to you just singing a song on campus, and you're not ready for it. It could be scary. So that for me was like the thing, but I've always been like really comfortable with performance. Like I'm a big stage guy. That's my favorite part of music, is being on stage and performing. So I think, dude,
Right.
Don't even get me started on you.
I'm curious, what is the conversation like with those people after the clip's done?
A lot of times, nothing. That's the funniest part. Like, there's been times where like we went into like Barnes and Noble, and I was like, I would tell Dylan, I'm like, yo, Dylan, we're about to get the craziest reactions. It's dead silent in here. Everyone's going to be sick. The manager's going to come running. Bro, I got up and sang Give It a Try at the top of my lungs, like, and nobody even looked.
Whoa.
To the point where, like, we stopped, and I looked around, and I was like, yo, they must be pranking me right now. Like, this got to be a joke. Like, so I did that shit again. Like, I was like, you know what? I didn't even like it the first time. We're going to get it again. But I think a lot of times it happens so fast, right? And that's what people don't understand. Like, I'm doing 45 seconds of a song and I'm walking up and shooting it, and then I'm out to the next location. So people don't even register in their head what's going on. They're like, oh, he just filmed the video, but he's walking away. So we don't even have a chance to stop him. There's only been like a few times where people will come up and be like, hey, I've seen you on TikTok, or like, you know, yo, you're dope, da, da, da. But otherwise they're kind of so thrown off guard, they don't even know what's going on.
I think that'd be a cool concept for a series if you went to like Times Square in New York, and just the concept of the video was like proof that no one cares or is thinking about you, and like you perform a song and just everyone's walking past you.
Well, it's something that I always say, because that's one of the biggest comments I got on. I sang in the subway, right? And people were just coming off the subway, walking by me, not caring. And people would comment, they'd be like, is he actually singing? Like, why is nobody reacting? I'd be sitting there dancing. And I'm always like, but would you though? Like, if you're on your way to work, like, would you really sit there and dance with me? No. And you're in New York City, like, no one cares. And they've done a test, right? Like, I'm sure you've seen the quote where it's like they had like this crazy violin player go in the subway and play for free, and everyone walked by him. And like later that night, he was playing at like the most prestigious theater for, you know, $1,000 tickets and whatever. And it's like, yo, the consumer is only gonna consume when they feel they're in the place to consume it. Otherwise, they'll block anyone off or anything off because they're focused on something else.
Violin thing's cool, Bo, if you haven't seen it.
You haven't seen that?
Mm-mm.
Saw that.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was like a case study.
Right.
All right, Alex, you got something?
Yeah. We are all familiar with the content treadmill. What's your strategy when you have a song that you want to push and you need to make content? What's your like ideation, brainstorming like?
I call this guy Nic D, and I'm like, yo, Nick, tell me
what he says.
You know, I obviously, like, I'm always watching what other people are doing, so I'm always like gaining like inspiration from others and figuring out like, okay, like if I had this type of song, like what would I do? How would I do it? And just trying to feel out the song, like play off the song, right? Like I have a song dropping tomorrow called Lottery. So we did a lot of like fake money moves and, you know, like throwing money in the air. I did like a snow angel in fake money while I'm singing the song, you know, just trying to like, you know, I had a song called Keep You Warm. So I sang it in an ice bath, you know, it's just really trying. And this is all coming from, you know, Nick, just like playing off of songs and seeing what people are going to gravitate towards. I think as of now and this year, what I'm really doing is like, I'm doing a lot of funk music and groove music and like feel good records. And because, and again, Nick's going to enjoy this, but because I started off as a dancer, I'm really trying to incorporate a lot more dancing into my content. And so a lot of it is like old school choreography at a microphone, wearing like old school outfits, because I feel like that's just something that hasn't been tapped into yet. And I've seen it here and there, but like, you know, I'm still trying to find my thing, fully my thing, to where I'm like, yo, I kind of like took the pieces that Nick gave me and other people, and now I have my shtick, you know?
Right. That's awesome. Yeah, I know Nick's talked about that a lot. Like, Nick has his personality that really shines through in his videos. Connor has his background as an actor. So your background as a dancer, I mean, that sounds like the ticket, man.
Yeah, that's you know, and it takes time. Like, you know, Nick said this to me damn near a year ago, you know, and I've definitely done some. And if you see me perform, like I'm very active on stage, dancing and singing and stuff like that. But it's just about, you know, having the right records to dance to as well. And I think that was a big thing for me, is like get what I needed to get out last year, and this year really focus on the music that I feel suits me the most and my voice the most, and honestly what people are gonna separate me for, right? Because a lot of people make a lot of the same type of music, but I think where my voice, like where the register in my voice is and all that stuff, like it's just like it fits those kind of like upbeat groove, funky Bruno Mars-esque type records.
Yeah, that's my favorite Michael Minelli.
Yeah, the Let Me Be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's, you know, and that one goes crazy on stage. Everybody's jumping every time for that one. So, you know, we're getting back to that. We're getting back to that.
Mike, when you're creating music, do you have content in mind while you're making the songs? Or do you think about content? So
this is something that
after?
Nick has mentioned to me before.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, no. Like I haven't been able to have an idea content wise and then write a song around it. Now it kind of comes at the same time, right? So like I'll be sitting there writing, like doodling melodies and stuff like that, and then I'll finally catch like, you know, the lick or the concept of it. And in that moment, now I'm starting to think about content. Okay, well, if I said this could be cool if I got this, you know, to shoot a video with. So I think it happens in real time, but yeah, I haven't like been like, yo, this is a great piece of content, like the what was it, the carrot flute? Yeah, like, you know, like I haven't been able to tap into that yet.
Like, bro, if you had like the end of one of your lyrics or something that you like structure and make that join a dance move, or like hit a certain move at like a certain, like if you like have that in mind of like, this is the dance move that I want to hit for this piece of content, and write that into the song. That would be crazy.
No, I definitely need to get more in that bag. Cause I think I'm, you know, and Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I have like the tools. Like I think I have like the elements to do it and to really get to that level. I just haven't been able to tap into that yet, and that's my, you know, my fault and my flaw kind of in a sense right now is that I'm still battling the old me where it's like, sit down, write the record, get the whole record done because it's going to be great, and maybe Chris Brown will want to get on it and this and that, and you know, and then the new school way of thinking where it's like, bro, you don't even need Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do your whole thing and then Chris Brown's going to watch your video and want to take your concept because how simple but dope it is.
Yeah, like if you like, for example, if you centered a whole verse around a spin move or something.
Right.
Like if you said, you know, I'm the main guy, I ain't CC'd in, you know, blah, blah, blah. You could see me spin.
See me spin.
And you just hit the spin. Like when you planned, like you got this dope spin that you do, and then it could come right back in. And then all of a sudden now you have like,
right.
Like, you know, you had a dope spin, you know. Ooh, Miss Universe could be your twin. I'm the one of mine when you see me spin. And you hit it, you know, like all that stuff.
Yeah, Michael Minelli and Nic D coming out this summer. See me spin.
Give me spin. See me spin.
Nick got a mean spin to him if you haven't seen.
I got one of the top spins in the game. I can hit it right now if y'all want to see it.
I still be trying to work on that footwork that you do for Icy Pop. I still can't do that footwork.
I think I'm the only one who have done it ever.
I attempted it maybe twice and I tripped over my feet. So
except
laid up for a
but no,
week.
Mike, I think that you should try to push more into that dance and stuff because that seems
I think
pretty
no,
untapped.
you're right. I think that's a good idea. It's definitely something I need to tap in. Like I've tapped into
like
it, but I just need to
into?
tap into it more.
Yeah.
Because you know, if I'm able to create something that is catered around a dance move that's simple enough for the masses to do and then get the sound going like that's the goal for every artist, right? Like to get a sound to go viral and, you know, especially with TikTok ever changing and evolving and, you know, Nick and Connor broke TikTok.
Fortunately.
Yeah, you know. But again, that's kind of also my fault because had I just paid attention a year and a half prior, you know, everything would have been different. But hey, I also believe it's all in God's timing. You know what I'm saying? Like what's meant for me will be for me.
Nate said, I heard that.
I know, Nate. Me and Nate have had plenty of conversations, like hour and 20-minute conversations about this stuff. And
like, I hate Nick, bro.
Yeah.
How'd he do that?
How did he do it? How did he do it?
Like, how did he put on a Lowe's hat and then get Lowe's to respond and then send a gift card? Like, it's just like you do things that just like, it's so natural. It's and I know you didn't do it. Like, you didn't go to Lowe's and be like, yo, I'm about to rock this hat until they pay attention. You were at Lowe's and you were like, yo, this is a fire hat because I'm doing a wood project at the crib. Like, let me just buy this.
I'll tell you exactly how I got this hat. My my wife's step grandmother bought 50 hats at auction for a total of 50 cents. And my son brought this one home from that pile of auction hats. And I said, that hat goes crazy. And I was wearing it, and Deacon saw it. And he said, why you wearing my hat? I said, man, I just really like this hat. You think I could have it? He was like, no, that's my hat. I said, please, I really like it. He said, okay, as long as I get to wear it whenever I want. I'm like, all right, deal. So that's how this hat came apart, and I really liked it, and I just
so that hat was
so
1
technically
cent.
it's not even your hat.
It's just on loan.
It's not, yeah, it's my son's hat.
But it was 1 cent.
Yeah, 1 cent. And I've been
That's
rocking
crazy.
it, and all my comments are like, the Lowe's hat does it for me.
What an investment, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is.
Not
It's
even your
wild.
money.
But like that's a testament to like. At the same time, like you don't have to look for anything extra. You don't have to find anything extra. Like I'm enough. Like the fact that I liked the hat was enough.
Well, you are you, and you're authentic, and you know, to try and be anyone but you, it doesn't make sense, right? And I think that's why people, you know, gravitate towards you. They gravitate towards Cakes. You know, they gravitate towards.
Nah, keep going. Now you cooking.
You know
keep
what
going.
I mean? Like you got like your energy together. Like, you know, there's a lot. There's a lot to be said about you guys. You know, and there's a lot of people I know personally that relate and watch you guys frequently. You know what I'm saying? So it's about relatability. Like, yo, you don't need to wear a designer hat. Like, yo, everyone goes to Lowe's. And just to put the debate to Lowe's is way better than Home Depot, for sure.
You heard it here first on the Independent Podcast.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. Like, you can catch me in Lowe's any day. I feel safe at Lowe's. I feel at home.
You don't even own a tool. What?
Who?
But if I did, bro, I'm going to Home Depot.
Oh, I thought, I was about to be like, yo, I be in the aisles, man.
I'm talking about this guy, man. He said it's capped that Lowe's is better than Home Depot.
Every time I go to Home Depot, someone's there to assist.
Have you
off
ever
the jump.
been to Home Depot?
Home Depot thinks they're so cool.
No,
They're
they
like,
don't,
yo,
bro.
look at us. We're Home Depot. It's
Home
like,
Depot's
bro,
the
chill
type.
out.
Home Depot's the type you walk in and they show you where the tools at.
You know what they say?
Lowe's is like, good luck.
Home Depot is for the pros. That's what they try to say. And they try to say Lowe's is for the DIYers.
Yeah,
I think it's the
and that's been
opposite,
said
bro.
to me. A lot of like contractors, like if I was doing a job or something like that, they'd always, oh yeah, I got my contract, you know, over at Home Depot, and I'm like, well, bro, I think it's more expensive. I don't like walking around there. I like you said, I avoid it. You know, I'm a big Lowe's guy. I'm a loyalty guy, and you know, it is what it is. And I think the Lowe's logo is better. So
there's a sense of community over there, man. People, I'm always in there, and people always ask me if I can assist them. It could be the hat, but it could also.
No, it's definitely the hat.
1,000%. Well, the
You're wearing
beard,
a Lowe's
like
hat.
you definitely look like you know, like the different types of screws that go into certain woods and like metals and stuff like that, without seeing it in the section.
Yeah, I do.
Like you're gonna get me to upsell the Sawzall.
You think? I'll get you exactly what you need. I don't even need you to upsell.
But you'll do it in a way that's smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like you won't upsell me, but when I leave, I'll be like, dang, that guy was good.
So he almost got me.
Well, you want to run one more question and we'll just call it?
I know you're currently on tour playing shows. Do you have any sort of strategy at your shows to convert that audience online? And just sort of what is playing shows going on tour? How does that play into your independent artist business?
Well, great question. So playing shows as like especially from my level, brings definitely in revenue, right? Like it's a revenue stream. You know, if you're not making a lot on streaming monthly or content, you know, touring is merch sales. It's obviously gaining fans. Mm-hmm. For me, that's my number one goal, right? Like I love to perform. It's my favorite thing in music, but more so meeting people, seeing the reaction, right? Before the show, they walk by me. They don't even acknowledge me. Right. And then I go on stage and I do my thing. And then at the end, they come up, they're like, I had no idea it was you. And I'm like, but, you know, like, and they're like, oh, we're huge fans. Like, let me buy a shirt and I'm coming to your next show. Right. And so to me, then they'll message me, yo, we were listening to this song, or they'll send me a video of them singing it. And it's like, you know, I truly believe, I know everyone has a different perspective on this, but it's like you can really gain a lifelong fan at a show because you're giving them an experience that, you know, it's so personal, it's so intimate, it's so one-on-one. I'm having full conversations with people, you know, as if I'm just a normal dude standing there, because I am. Sure. But it also teaches me a lot about what people like, what people dislike, which songs work well, you know, because like there's been times where I've had songs in my set and after the set, I'm like, I'm never performing that live again. You know, it just like didn't react. Nobody reacted to it the way I would think.
You think there's an art to a set list?
1,000, bro. There's an art to the whole thing. There's an art to talking in between your set, you know, or in between the songs, right? So like my biggest thing is, because I like to clown around and have a good time, my number one goal in life is, at some point in my life, I want, as a headliner, to be doing a musical comedy set. So I want to be performing my songs, and in between my songs, I want to be telling jokes and making you laugh and giving you the best of both worlds. Because I know personally, me, I actually don't like going to concerts, but I love comedy shows, right? So like, that's kind of what I do. So in between my songs, I'm clowning with the people in the crowd and making them laugh and just giving them that moment and to have them come up afterwards and be like, yo, you're funny as hell, bro. You know, like not even the first compliment be like, yo, you could sing, but to have them be like, you're funny as hell. To me, it's just like, yo, you know, those people now are always going to rock with you, even if they're not seeing your content because the algorithm isn't showing it. You know what I'm saying? It's it's a really dope aspect, obviously, to make money at this level of artistry. And obviously, if you're like, if Nic toured right now, Nic could probably bring in $500,000 to $1 million on a tour if Nic toured right now. But he doesn't want to leave the house. You know, we've spoken about it mad times. I like, you know, he's turned down great number of shows.
I just
gotta do paintball course.
Who's gonna mow the grass?
I just like being at home.
But you know what? I think about all that all the time. I think about what you said. You're like, yo, like I have access to millions of people with the press of a button in my studio. If I go and do a show, like it's like I gotta get the band, I gotta rehearse, I gotta pay. You know, and it's taxing, bro. Like think about it. I rented a minivan, so I'm driving around the country in a minivan with Dylan, my video guy, you know, shooting content, and we're doing 12 or 20-hour drives and staying in shitty hotels every night and eating fast food and eating at rest stops and stuff like that. But for me, like that was my goal and my dream as a child, to tour, right? Because not every artist could tour. And I always say, like, you could fake views, you could fake streams, you could fake followers, you can fake likes, but you can't fake engagement at a show. Like if they don't rock with you, bro, you gonna find out real quick. Like you know, and I've been to many shows and I've seen a lot of artists get humbled by audiences, and that's one thing I just pride myself on, is like I'm starting to fully find the balance between like, okay, I can go play a show and I can entertain you, but I can also shoot content that's gonna give you that same kind of entertainment for 15, 20 seconds on your phone.
I love it.
And I gotta say this right now, when Nic announces a tour, if I'm not the headliner, I'm burning that studio down. I mean, if I'm not the opening act, I'm burning the studio. Nate, you heard it. Okay.
I feel like the way Nick's gonna announce a tour is it's gonna be 3 dates and it's gonna be a week, and he's gonna announce it about 2 days before he performs.
If you can make it,
he's gonna, hey, if you guys are around.
He's gonna go on his story. He's gonna be like, "Yo, I'm at this venue. How come none of y'all are here yet?"
I forgot to tell you.
I forgot to tell you I'm doing a show in 5 minutes.
I got a show tonight.
Yeah.
Instagram story is gonna be the announcement for it.
But I think it's super important for artists, and it's not something that every artist can do. And I think, especially like, you know, you got to think the tour I'm on right now, like both artists are signed to labels, right?
Yeah.
I I'm not sure if they're majors, but like they're major operating labels.
Yeah.
So to be a fully independent artist, like I'm as independent as Nick, right? Where I just wake up and I do what the hell I want that day, and what works, what doesn't, you know? And it's all come off of me just being aggressive. And Nick can definitely attest to me being aggressive with like just asking for things or being like, yo, like, let's do this. You know, that's kind of how I am. I'm a true East Coast tri-state area dude where it's like, yo, I work really hard at my craft and I really believe that I put the time in, and I'm not asking for a handout. I'm asking because I feel like I've earned the opportunity, and if you give me that, I won't prove you wrong. And to this point, you know, every situation that I've been on, like when I was on the Anise tour, like I met Spencer at the LA show. I also met my booking agent at the LA show. So I went after the show, I see Spencer, I go up to him like a fan. I'm like, bro, you're disgusting. Like your voice is crazy, bro. Like would love to just connect with you. And then we just connected. And honestly, bro, we connected off of weight loss. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like wasn't even music. It was like we were talking back and forth. He saw me on my journey. Like he had that growing up and we just stayed connected. And then he announced his tour and I said, hey, bro, I know you got mad people hitting you. If the opportunity ever presents itself, I'd love to open for you. That's all I'm gonna say. Right. And I just stayed in contact. I just like we stay in contact about stuff. Like if it comes natural, it's amazing. If it feels forced and the artist knows like, oh, this person just started hitting me now and all they want to talk about is what I could do for them or what I can get from them, right, then it's never gonna work out. You know, you gotta really be a fan of the person, and I'm a fan of voices. Like I think Nick makes great music, but I actually like the texture of Nick's voice more than Nick's music, if that makes sense. Sure. And it's no disrespect to your music.
It's because it's sultry.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's dive into that a little bit. I want to
I'll
understand.
sing him to sleep.
Is it because it's got like that little bit of like his voice sounds like it's like kind of been through some stuff? Like,
is it sexy, Mike?
I would say there's a little bit, yeah, like I could hear you definitely being one of them like online sex talker guys, whatever.
Oh yeah, that's all.
Or maybe like an Old Spice commercial.
He said that's okay. Cut the cast.
We got time for
we in
today.
8K over here, all right. So just know that's coming in crystal clear. But yeah, that's I think, you know, not to sum up your show for you.
That's it. Yeah.
You know, as an artist on my level, it's important to do everything. And as you grow, you're afforded the ability to pick and choose what you do want to do. Yeah. And Nick has paved the way for a lot of us to be able to see where the avenues are and to figure out where you fit in those avenues and what you can do. And if I was to give advice to anybody out there, it'd literally be, yo, just be yourself and don't try and fake the funk. Because the second you try and fake the funk, people will see it, they will recognize it, and you can get
hold on 1 second, Mike.
forgotten just as quick as remembered.
Yep. I love it.
Yes, sir.
Love it. Don't fake the funk.
Don't fake the
funk.
Because then you got to spend the rest of your career trying to
keeping the funk up,
replicate the funk.
Yeah, no, and you know, like I can say this: every single person on this screen right now, right, is the same person off camera as they are on camera. You know what I'm saying?
What about now?
You're so dumb. Oh, yo, Nate is one of the realest in the building. Straight up, Nate is. That's one thing Nate is, yo. He's so authentic to himself that, again, me and Nate, think about it. Me and Nate formed a whole relationship off of staying in an Airbnb, coming to visit you, and we had never met before. I didn't know he was gonna be there.
Whoa.
You didn't.
Story of my life, dog.
Whoa, guys.
Where's Nick at? Where's Nick?
Oh, and yeah, no, yo. If anyone listening, one thing about Nick do what he want. His attention span is crazy. Oh, you know, I think I want to do this. No, I think I'm gonna go outside and do this. I kind of want to climb on the roof and sing this song.
The faster you'll fit in.
That's enough. I'm out.